Today's one of the days that I gotta wear my glasses down here because I can't see. Okay, same book. Clyde's laying down there. The marble highway now divided, and the two halves of the fork curving away to the right and left enclosed a small but exquisitely ornamented park, or pleasure ground I might call it, provided with seats of some dark wood, beautifully polished and carved. This park was ornamented with 4 fountains, each springing from a crystal basin and spreading out into a feathery spray that glistened like whirling snow in the dazzling white light. As Bulger and I directed our steps towards one of the benches with the intention of taking a good rest, a low growl from him warned me to be on the alert. I gave a second look. A human being was seated on the bench. Beside myself as I was with curiosity to come face to face with this inhabitant of the underworld, the first we had met, I made a halt, determined to ascertain, if possible, whether he was quite harmless before accosting him. He was small in stature and clad entirely in black, a sort of loose, flowing robe, much like a Roman toga. His head was bare, and what I could see of it was round, smooth, and rosy, with about as much hair, or rather fuzz, upon it as the head of an infant 6 weeks old. His face was hidden by a black fan which he carried in his right hand, and the uses of which you will learn later on. His eyes were shielded from the intense glare of the light by a pair of colored glass goggles. As he raised his hand between me and the light, I couldn't help catching my breath. I could see the light right through it. The bones were as clear as amber, and his head, too, was only a little less opaque. Suddenly, 2 words from Don Fume's manuscript flashed through my mind, and I exclaimed joyously, "Bulger, we're in the land of the transparent folk." At the sound of my voice, the little man arose and made a low bow, lowering his fan to his breast where he held it. His baby face was ludicrously sad and solemn. "Yes, sir, stranger," said he in a low musical voice. "Thou art indeed in the land of the Mikamin, in the land of the transparent folk, called also Goggle land. But if I should show thee my heart, thou wouldst see that I am deeply pained to think that I should have been the first to bid thee welcome. For know, sir stranger, that thou speakest with master, cold soul of the court depressor, the saddest man in all Goggle land. And, by the way, sir, permit me to offer thee a pair of goggles for thyself, and also a pair for thy 4-footed companion, for our intense white light would blind thee both in a few days." I thanked Master Cold Soul very warmly for the goggles, and proceeded to set one pair astride my nose and to tie the other in front of Bulger's eyes. I then, in the most courteous manner, informed Master Cold Soul who I was, and begged him to explain the cause of his great sadness. "Well, thou must know, little Baron," said he, after I had taken a seat beside him on the bench, "that we, the loving subjects of Queen Galaxa, whose royal heart is almost run down, excuse these tears, living as we do in this beautiful world, so unlike the one you inhabit, which our wise men tell us is built, strange to say, on the very outside of the earth's crust, where it's most exposed to the full sweep of blinding snow, freezing blast, pelting hail, drowning rain, and choking dust. Living as we do, I say, in this vast temple by nature's own hands builded, where disease is unknown, and where our hearts run down like clocks that may have but one winding, We are prone, alas, to be too happy, to laugh too much, to spend too much time in idle gaiety, chattering the time away like thoughtless children amused with baubles, delighted with tinsel nothings. Know then, little baron, that mine is the business to check this gaiety, to put an end to the childish glee, to depress our people's spirits, lest they run too high. Hence my garb of inky hue, my rueful countenance, my frequent outflowing of tears, my voice ever attuned to sadness. Excuse me, little baron, my fan slipped then. Didn't see through me? I would not have thee see my heart today. For some way or other, I cannot bring it to a slower pace. It is dreadfully unruly. I assured him that I had not seen through him as yet. And now, dear friends, I must explain that by the laws of the Mickaminkies, each man, woman, and child must wear in their garments a heart-shaped opening on their breast directly over their hearts, with a corresponding one at the back, so that under certain conditions, when the law allows it, each may have the right to take a look at his neighbor's heart and seeing exactly how it is beating, whether fast or slow, whether throbbing or leaping, or whether pulsating calmly and naturally. But this privilege is only accorded, as I have said, under certain conditions. Hence, to shut off inquisitive glances, each Mickaminky is allowed to carry a black fan with which to cover the heart-shaped opening above described, and in this way conceal his or her feelings to a degree. I say to a degree, for I may as well tell you right there that I may as well tell you right here that falsehood is unknown, or more correctly stated, impossible in the land of the transparent folk, for the reason that is so wondrously clear, limpid, and crystal-like are their eyes that the slightest attempt to say one thing while they are thinking another roils and clouds them, as if a drop of milk had fallen into a glass of the purest water. As I sat gazing at this strange little being seated on the bench there beside me, I recalled a conversation which I had with a learned Russian at Solvik. Said he, speaking of his people, "We are all born with light hair, brilliant eyes, and pale faces, for we have sprung up under the snow." And I thought to myself how delighted, how entranced he would have been to look upon this curious being, born not under the snow, but far under the surfaces of the earth, where in these vast... My glasses are gonna fall. Where these vast chambers of this world within a world, this strange folk had, like plants, grown in dark, deep cellar, gradually parted with all their coloring, until their eyes glowed like the orbs of pure crystal, until their bones had been bleached to amber clearness, and their blood coursed colorless through colorless veins. While sitting there following out his train of thought, the clear white light suddenly began to flicker and to play fantastic tricks upon the walls by dancing in garbs of ever-changing hues, now brightest yellow, now palest green, now glorious purple, now deepest crimson. "Ah, little baron," exclaimed Master Coldsoul, "that was an uncommonly short day. Rise, please." I made haste to obey, whereupon he touched a spring, and the bench opened in the center, disclosing two very comfortable beds. In a few moments, night will be upon us," continued the Mickaminky, "but thou seest that we have not been taken by surprise. I should explain to thee, little baron, that owing to the capricious manner in which our river of light is apt both to begin and to cease flowing, We are never able to tell how long a day or night will prove to be. This is what we call twilight. In thy world, I suppose, day goes out with a terrible bang, for our wise men tell us that nothing can be done in the upper world without making a noise, that your people really love noise, and that the man who makes the greatest noise is considered the greatest man. Okay, that's it. We're going to start there tomorrow. Man, my lungs hurt. Okay, I gotta get a better filter. Oh, I gotta read this thing still. Quit procrastinating on anything and everything. Time wasted is just that, wasted. Avoid distractions and the noise around me. Block it out. The art of continuous self-love through food, through water intake, through intentional meditation and thought. Something inside of me is superior to circumstance. Is it kind? Is it true? Does it reflect my authentic self? Focus more on money and its education. Focus more on self-discipline. See the sun, honor the moon. Forward momentum. The path out of hell is through misery. Honor my journey, and we are slaves to our own incessant urges to escape the present moment. Meditate, walk, journal, stretch, love animals, leave life to wonder all it needs. Less stress, more fairy tale. Work on bettering the love I show my body through the food and beverage I put in it. With money, it's not what you make, it's what you keep. Focus. Lose any ties to victim mentality. Continue to help yourself. Okay. Till tomorrow. I had to see what page.